Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be doing a mid-April energy check-in for the sign of Aquarius. So this will be your middle of April reading. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so if there are messages that do not resonate, drop those messages. Please do take the messages that resonate for you. I also do content on my Instagram, and just know that if you do follow me on YouTube or on Instagram, and you get a message from someone, that is not me. That's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. Also, check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's see what we have here for you, Aquarius. Now, under less than 50% of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed, and so if you do watch my videos regularly but you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. So let's go ahead and make sure everything is in view. I am using the Mermaid Tarot. If you'd like to purchase that for yourself, there's a link to that in the description below. All right, so let me also take 3 Kipper cards here to clarify as we go along. All right, energy on the bottom, Aquarius, you have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is this feeling of potentially being stuck in your mind or trapped in your thoughts, okay? And this card really does suggest that you are the culprit, and there could be something that you are doing to keep yourself stuck in the imprisonment of your mind or stuck in a situation. This is typically, obviously, around thoughts. It's around maybe anxiety. There's maybe a little bit of hesitation to move forward. And really, when you get the 8 of Swords, it's a challenging message of not necessarily being able to see the road ahead as you see the blindfold. Now, what I'm feeling guided to tell you is the best way to work through this is to surrender, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you can choose to live in the many racing thoughts that may be going through your mind, or you can choose to surrender and allow whatever happens to happen. Or you can take action, right? You can take action by surrendering, or you can actually take action to work on something. And that's kind of the message that I'm sort of feeling here for you, Aquarius. Now, right away, taking a look here, let's go ahead and expand on this. So you have the 9 of Cups. So I love this energy here. The 9 of Cups is a major card of a wish coming true. It is a wish potentially, it is potentially the fulfillment of a wish. It's a big card indicating dreams as well. And what I like about this interpretation of the 9 of Cups is that you can kind of see the magic flowing around this person, right? You can see that there's kind of energy moving. Energy between the cups, energy around them. Good times are flowing. And this is really like sort of a card that you could describe as like pure bliss. This is sort of like a happiness pill. It's one of the happiest cards to find in the tarot, and it's always a good sign. And so I do wonder, you know, now that we're looking at this 8 of Swords on the bottom with the 9 of Cups, I do wonder if for some reason the wish that you have thrown out to the universe, it's almost like some of you have thrown a wish out to the universe and you have not been able to see the result yet, or the wish has not come in yet. And what I would say is there's that message of surrendering, right? There's that message of allowing whatever happens to happen, as long as you are, you know, doing the things you need to do for yourself. And I do kind of feel like that may be coming in here. Now, in the problem position, you do have the 2 of Pentacles. Some of you are concerned about changes in finances, changes in money. You can see the money being juggled here. This represents juggling or fluctuating wealth. It can say that your money can go up or down. It can maybe be suggestive of being careful of your spending. If that's something that you are maybe concerned about. Maybe some of you like really want to get something off the ground, but you're concerned about like financially making it happen. Or the example that I'm kind of getting in my head is like some of you wanting to go out on your own, like have your own business, like leave your job, but you're concerned about the steady income or the steady paycheck that you get from your job, which is a totally normal concern. It's like a totally normal thing. And So I do wonder if that's maybe going through some of your minds here. You may have this dream that you want to see to come to fruition here, but for whatever reason, in your mind, there's a blockage. This blockage here, which is showing up as the Eight of Swords, this could be money related. But let's go ahead and let's continue diving into this a little bit more. Now, in the past, you do have this Eight of Cups. You've been thinking about walking away from, I think for some of you, it's a job. I also think for some of you, it is a relationship. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more about career or life situations. You're just walking away from something in your life. Obviously, the depiction on this card here is that this person's walking away from this person, but they're also walking away from the empty cups. And in fact, they're about to go towards new timelines and new horizons. I really like the Eight of Cups because for me, it's a card of empowerment. It says that you're stepping forward into the unknown, into the ocean, right? Having no idea where you're going next, but knowing that you're going somewhere. And for some of you here, it could mean that you made that you've taken that step here, and now there's just like this maybe this little bit of anxiety, worry about what is to come for you next. We do have these two eights here with the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Swords. You turn the 8 on its side and it's an infinity symbol. I love the number 8. It's a number of power, infinite ability to attract, to manifest. There's also abundance in the number 8 as well. And so it's a very good number to find, particularly for those here who are, I think, looking to start a business. I'll talk about this some more. But in the future, you do have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands here, this is somebody who is potentially carrying a burden on their back. Some of you are maybe stressed or you're bogged down by the amount of tasks, the amount of things that you have on your plate, the amount of situations that you have to maybe deal with or work through at this time. And I do feel like that is also like a totally natural thing to be concerned about or to be on your mind at this time. And so the thing is, though, the Ten of Wands does suggest that you have a lot of skills and experience that you have gained along the way, because the Ten of Wands is a completion. And so if nothing else, there is a completion here in the future. And I think some of you are extremely experienced in your work or your career situation. I think you've been doing what you've been doing for a long time. It's almost like I wonder if some of you are looking to do like freelance work or consulting work or something like that, like maybe taking the experience you gained and doing something with it, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Now, on your conscious thoughts, on your mind, or what you are aware of, you do have this Page of Swords energy. This is potentially some sort of news of delay. I don't see disappointments. I see news of delay. I see an issue with time. There's an issue with time here, Aquarius. That's what I see here for you. The Eight of Swords, again, this is about letting go. This is about you surrendering and understanding that you cannot hack divine timing. Time's very challenging, especially because we view time in a linear way, in a linear fashion. But with this, the fact that it suggests delays, or the Page of Swords can suggest delays, to me, this is an issue around time and money. Time and money, I think, are the two main blockages for some of you. And what is exciting is you do have this Ace of Wands here in the lower row in the unexpected or the hidden. The Ace of Wands is the spark of life. It is something that you are passionate about. It is something that you get fired up about. Okay, this is the biggest card that you would want to find if you want to start a side hustle or a business or a passion project. This card is about physically starting something. It's about physically starting something. And that is one of the best energies to find for actually getting an idea off the ground. And so it can say, the Ace of Wands can say that this idea that you have, if you have an idea or if you have a project or an idea for a project, it does say that it can be pretty successful if it's in alignment, obviously, and you need to do the work. But it is an omen of success in an idea, particularly in a business idea. And so for me, the Ace of Wands is like my favorite card, or at least one of them. I go back and forth all the time, but definitely a card you want to see for a reading like this. You have this dream here with this Nine of Cups, and I think it's around this physically starting this thing with this Ace of Wands here. So I do wonder if some of you are concerned that it's not going to happen quickly, or it's not going to happen soon enough, or you're concerned about the resources that it may require to get off the ground. There's something around that. And there's a lot of weighing of options, weighing of decisions, going back and forth on something, a lot of in the mind type of energy. Now, in your staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have the Judgment card. So this is like a ruling coming down from the universe here, okay? And this is, as you can see here, the swirling energy, right? And the horn that is being blown here saying, here's your judgment, or here's the ruling, here's the outcome, here it is. And, you know, the judgment energy asks you to get very serious and very real with yourself, because you are one card away from completing the journey of the major arcana. And you are one card away from completing the cycle, which would be the World card, which comes after the Judgment card. You are one card away. You are one thing away. And the Judgment card does say that there's maybe one thing in your way that's getting in your way towards attaining enlightenment. And for you, it's about this time situation. It's about this fear around how's it going to happen, when's it going to happen, how can I make it work? That's what's coming in here for you, Aquarius. Okay, so in your external influence, you do have the Six of Wands. So this is a major card of success. This is a major omen of success. This is the second win in the Suit of Wands, and it does say that there's maybe even a little bit of public recognition that comes along with this victory. You can see that these people are cheering this person on, and they are being publicly recognized. This can be a card of you being in the spotlight, putting yourself out there, starting a YouTube channel, starting an Instagram, starting whatever you want to start. There could be a social media influence here involved. I do think that some of you are, the fact that it's in the external influence is very good, because the external is outside of you. It's what you can't control, versus this Judgment card is what you're controlling. And so for me, it looks like there's a win that could be coming in for some of you here, provided that you take a look at this energy around this Eight of Swords, where like you're stuck in place a little bit here. In your hopes and fears, you do have this Three of Swords. I feel like the past has been, for some of you, there have been some separations with other people, with projects, with situations in the past. And some of you are just trying to work through a type of heartbreak. And it's almost like for some of you, you're fearing severance here. The Three of Swords can represent severance. It's like there's this fear of loss, or there's this fear of what could happen instead of a hope for what can be. Okay, and so I would say the cards here are asking you to adopt a mindset of a hope for what can be, as opposed to a fear of what might happen if I lose, or whatever the case may be. Failing is a part of life. And oftentimes through our failures, our worst failures reveal something very important to us. And I think some of you maybe are coming to that understanding here. In the outcome, you have the Nine of Wands. So this is a card of perseverance. This is a card of moving forward, drawing your line in the sand and saying, I'm going for this, especially as you have this Ace of Wands here in the lower row. I'm not going to let anything or anyone or any situation hold me back anymore, and I'm going for it. Especially as you have the Ten of Wands in the future as well. Ace of Wands below, 9, 10 of Wands, and then if you were to reset the Suit of Wands, you'd start back at the Ace. So it's like for some of you, there's this completion here, and I like that because you have the Judgment card, which asks you to complete something. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three clarifications here. Yep, for sure. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands, and you have the Four of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is the arrival of some type of material event, financial event, situation in the material, situation in real, tangible, earthly situations, okay? And this can see you getting approved for something. This can see you having an investment pay off. This can see you finding the right person to match you with the right opportunity. It's a very, very good energy, and it's one of the nights that everybody wants to see because it does suggest that there's an element of time associated with it, in that you've put a lot of energy, effort, and time into something, and now you're getting the fruits of your labor. As you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have this Three of Wands in the middle, exploration, discovery, taking something to the next level. You also have it with the Six of Wands here, which was down here with the Six of Wands, and so definitely very good. You do have this Four of Pentacles as well, which is, take a look here, you can see this person's holding their pentacles close to their chest. They're worried about losing the pentacles that they have. And, you know, I see this coming in here for you, but it's like, you know what I want to say? Shooters take shots. Shooters take shots. You'll never know if you don't try, right? And, you know, if this is in alignment, this looks like a green flag. It looks like the skies are clear for you to go for something. Yeah, look, you have great fortune, pathway, and concern. You have to work through your concern. You really have to work through your concern. And if you do that, this pathway, maybe to literally great fortune, or this pathway to this thing that you've always wanted to do, can open up. Great fortune is the best card to find in the Kipper, and when paired with the occupation card, which it doesn't matter, you don't have it, I'm just intuitively feeling, but if you pair the great fortune card with the occupation card, that is major success through self-employment or a business venture, and I see that very clearly here as this new pathway opening up here for you. So thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next reading.